never mind. We're here, and welcome everybody here to Breakout Racing League. We're here for tier number 2. It is the Spanish Grand Prix, and it is a cloudy, overcast day here at the Spanish Grand Prix here at the moment. And we see drivers now out on circuit about to get themselves underway. And joining me for tier 2 here tonight is the legend himself, Maniko, as tweaking goes around.
Thank you for calling me a legend there, I guess. Yeah, tweaking going around there. Yeah, I am reserving here for Redeemer. He was not able to make it. He will be back for tier 1 though, so don't worry. But yeah, here for tier 2 for the first time. I'd say it's going to be an interesting Grand Prix considering what's happened in not only realistic, but also tier 3 and 4. So hoping for a lot more excitement here.
Yes, indeed, and it's an interesting one. Spain, as it always is, and we see Poms for the win, only 70, about to begin a lap time on the medium tyres. And Matt Silva, we got Botched Gerbil as well. We're going to have 14 drivers as Mozzie has just joined in the session. And we got Groggy to the top with the first time of the board, a 1:19.268. As I'm just going to get the Twitch up real quickly. But Spain, interesting track, isn't it? Interesting track.
Yeah, I would say you have a bunch of different corners. You got high speed in the first sector, medium speed in the second sector, and then a lot of slow speed in the third sector. So these drivers, it's a bit of a question mark as to how their setups will be around here, but it's definitely very interesting. We'll have to see as they get on, and not only is it going to be worth talking about setups, but also tires as well, because you can see a bunch of people gambling for the mediums.
Yeah, gambling for the mediums, which mediums I feel like a very good tyre around here as Sector 2 when the cars have gone off. I just also realised someone told me to, as Poms goes for a spin, I could fix that yellow flag thing and move that out of the way so we can see the timer. I'll have to do that before tier 1. But again, hello to Katra and Heatwave in the chat. Again, apologies that we're not streaming from my PC at the moment. Having some audio technical difficulties, but I'm going to fix that before tier 1. No doubt about it. I'll fix that before tier 1 as Groggy improves again to a 19.0. And I don't know if Groggy would want to start on 2 3-lap-old soft tyres around Spain, because soft tyres around here, I mean, to be honest, you'd rather be on the soft tyres at the end than at the start, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. The softs tend to wear off a lot more than the mediums here, so it would make sense if people were doing quite a few laps on the mediums, but doing on the softs, it's quite a bit of a risk. But Groggy being the one and only person to take that gamble, he'll probably switch on to a different set, but we'll have to wait and see.
As we see Rathe now in the Red Bull. Rathe, of course, the multiple-time winner already this season, and of course the drama feel that Portugal brought out, as we'll see what he could possibly do here, if he can possibly get above Groggy for 19.014 to the line. Well, obviously he does, because it's a 16.2 and 16.2 to the top for Rathe here at the moment on the soft tyres, and I most likely see that he will probably not be going trying to beat that on a set of mediums, but you never know, I could be surprised. I always usually am. But other cars on circuit at the moment, we got Swella out there as well on the medium tyres, and Swella in the Alfa Romeo, and we got Dabs as well, who's about to finish his lap here on the medium tyres as well.
Yes, he is. He's coming around, I believe. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, wait, no. There he is. Yeah, sorry, I kind of lost myself where he was, but he goes up to P2 with an 18.9 on the mediums. It's quite a distant P2 compared to where Rathe is, about like way over 2 seconds. But as to whether he's doing 2 laps, we'll have to wait and see. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's just Rathe pulling off to the track. Pulling off of the track. Yes, it is. But yeah. So far, right now, only one person to go on the mediums for the time being. We'll see if that changes up.
Swella goes P2 with a 17.1, and Valkyrie in the chat No, that's this is not Kieran. This is not Kieran. I'm not one of the Kierans. It's not Kieran. How dare you think I'm Kieran? I could give you a Rick James impersonation, but I'm not going to do that. As we see Tweaking now, fastest middle sector here at the moment for Tweaking in the Ferrari. And the Ferrari now driver, of course, see what he could possibly go here at the moment. 16.2 is the time to beat here for the Ferrari. Let's see if he can do it to the line. It's going to be a 16.5, so a little bit behind there, but not a bad lap for the first time around with 9 minutes to go here in the session, and mostly everybody in the pit lane except for Matt Silva, who's been getting a lap time right now.
Yeah, and also noticing that I think the reason why most people are still in the pits is because at the beginning of the session it was cloudy. The sun is out now, so that really was an indication as to why they were staying out, because they knew that the track was going to get warmer. But now the people at the bottom are starting to come out of the pits, especially Chunky, one of the first people to not set a lap time. He's currently on a lap for the time being. So we've got a yellow flag. Is that Tweaking? Yes, it is. He's just pulling out for other drivers. But yeah, no, these drivers were just waiting for the sun to come out, really.
Well, that's right. They're pretty much waiting for the sun to come out here at the moment. And Phantom, no. wrong channel, Phantom. Silver will watch here in the Alpine. And, yeah. I am not on the PC at the moment, Phantom, but due to some technical issues. But once again, I'll make sure to fix those before Tier 1 here, which is coming up in about 2 hours' time. As Matt Silva now to the line, let's see what the Alpine does. He actually had a couple of moments down his lap, and he will go P4. Maybe a little bit of leverage for him to maybe go on the medium tyres after a little bit later on. Where is Chunky? Here he is in the Williams. Williams driving out to the line, and let's see where he could possibly go. He'll go P5, but he slowed down at the line, so that's pretty much a signal of he wants to at least do a good lap time on the mediums. And Mozzie now out on a lap as well, so lap times coming in thick and fast, and drivers now also start trying to decide what time they want best here on this start here in Spain.
Yeah, but what I'm finding interesting, though, is only 2 people, for the time being, are on the mediums. So everyone thinking that the softs will do, and, well, that they can easily do possibly a one-stop on the soft compound. We'll have to find out. But it's just interesting that nobody's really gambling for the mediums that much, except Sweller and the Beast. I think the Beast is on the softs now. Yes, he is. So he is actually going to go on the softs. So in reality, only one person has set a lap time that is sticking on the mediums for now.
I think that will probably change come the end of the session, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a few drivers that lifted off on their soft tyre laps, so they're probably going to go for it on their medium run. As we see the Haas driver now about to start off a lap time here at the moment. And that is just Chunky going off circuit in position number 5 right now. Rathe is on top at the moment with Tweaking second, Sweller third, who did his lap on the medium. Says Toneless Death goes P3 in the Ferrari. He goes to third and makes it a Ferrari 2-3 for right now, as Poms is out there on a set on soft tyres as well. And Poms will see if he can try to move his way up after his little error on the medium tyres a little bit earlier on in the session. So 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go here at the moment. And see how things go here, because I feel like Rathe is the one to beat right now, but there could be some contenders here in the end.
Yeah, and I just went over to Palms, and he had a purple sector 2. I'm not sure if that's legit or not, but we'll have to wait to see. He comes across the line, goes to 17-1. So that is a Red Bull 1-4 and a Ferrari 2-3. Those two cars really looking like the strongest at the time being, but there's still just under 6 minutes to go, so anything can change. But so far, those are the top 2 teams to beat for the time being.
Yes, indeed, and I think we're going to see a few drivers move their way up here very, very soon. A bunch of drivers in the pit lane right now, but we'll soon see most of them come out here very, very soon. As we see, yeah, pretty much everybody is steady as she goes. Heatwave, by the way, has moved up into P6 on the centre medium tyres as well. And Heatwave looking to see what he could possibly do. Almost won last week in Portugal. And is Mozzie as well. Mozzie is the southeast lap, but everybody now pretty much calm here at the moment. It's the calm before the storm for the last laps here in Spain, and expect to see a few drivers do some mean laps, expect a few drivers do some soft laps, and expect Rathe to try to improve on his pole position lap time at the moment.
It's going to be a tough ask as to whether he can beat that lap time, 16.2. That is a very good lap time for the Red Bull, but yeah, the drivers are now starting to make their way out. Quite a few people on outlaps and some on a flying lap, as the drivers are now going to really get into their final couple of laps. Rathe goes up purple sector 1, so that's how you know he's already flying on his lap. Can we possibly see a 15 is the question, though.
Possibly. We could see a 115 if he's absolutely gone.
Yeah,
There,
just getting loose.
You can see in your bottom right corner there of the Red Bull going loose, and he's gotten back on circuit. So, oh, that was a bit close there, but he will. Oh, well,
That's
he did
not
hit him.
good.
Okay, well, he did hit him. All right, then. I thought they didn't hit, but they did touch. So a 5-place grid penalty for Rathe after coming back on, and obviously there was contact with him and Botch Gerbil. So Rathe now is going to have a 5-place grid penalty, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, so he will no longer be in contention. He just really has to minimize the damage. He is P1, but that'll drop him down to, I think, P6, so that's not gone well for him. That's putting Tweaking, who is on an outlap, on provisional pole, technically, but yeah, I didn't think that the drivers did touch, but I guess Rathe had that tiny bit of contact with him, because Botch Durable, I think he was on an outlap, so that was rather interesting. I'm not entirely sure why that decision was made, but I mean, it's Cody's, so what do you expect, really?
Yeah, well, that's right. Matt Silver moving up into P3 as well in the Alpine, as well as had a moment as well. A few drivers out there on medium tyres as well as expected. We got Chunky out there, holy cow as well. And we got Mozzie out there on medium tyres. We got Groggy out there on medium tyres. We got Botch Gerbil on medium tyres as well. Looking like a pretty decent lap for him here at the moment. But we'll keep an eye on this last sector and see if Botch Gerbil can maybe move his way up towards the end of this one. And with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. And the Aston Martin now coming around to the last corner. Let's see where he can possibly go on the set of these medium tyres. It's going to be the best of the bunch so far on the mediums. He goes P5.
That is a very respectable lap time from him. He's way ahead of the previous medium runner, which was Sweller, with just under 3/10 ahead of Sweller. So that's a very good lap time. I suspect that he's going to stay on that tire, as he doesn't really have much time to set another lap. But yeah, well done to him, and we'll see what he can do. He maybe wanted to watch out for in the race.
Chunky just sort of improve on his first lap on medium tyres. He lifts off. He might have a chance to go for one time run. He's actually got a huge traffic build coming up here right now, so he's going to have to try and see if he can move out of the way of these guys here right now, as holy cow is about to restart lap time as well. So a lot of these guys getting their second laps in, having a cool down lap, and then going straight back out to go for that lap, as Mozzie now out of lap time as well. And everybody now trying to see what they can do here at the moment. Groggy, though, couple tips up here at the moment, but he's lifted off as well. So a few drivers caught up in traffic here at the moment.
Cow's just looking over at Sector 1 with all that traffic. It was a bit of a mess there, but luckily they've got it all sorted. They don't really have much time to settle up, though. Oh, and I just saw a spin on the final corner from Palms. So he's already ruined his final flying lap. I don't think he's crashed out, though. He's really close to the wall, nearly touching it. But yeah, that has gone poorly for him. And, well, I suspect he'll stay P6 for the time being, unless people around him will improve, as Heatwave, one of those people that can challenge him, is going to start his final flying lap.
Don't know why it showed that. Well, okay, this game's very weird. But yes, Heatwave about to start his final flying lap. And the checkered flag is out here in the session. Holy cow, about to come to the line here and see what he can... Oh my goodness me! Okay. Oh.
I just caught the tail end of that. I think No Limit spun on the final corner, and Holy Cow just didn't really see him, but that has gone terribly for No Limit. He is gonna be in. He's gonna be last of the qualifiers. He was already last with the 5-pitch Capelli. It's not really doing much, but that has gone terribly for those two drivers.
And I think that is it, because Rathe has gone around. I don't know who else could possibly challenge here for pole, that is. We're going on here with Dabs in the Haas, and let's see what he can possibly do. Mozzie as well could maybe improve on his medium tyre run, but here comes the Haas driver now to the line. It is going to be P7. Mozzie now to the line, and Mozzie will go to P9, so the Alfa Romeo's up in 8th and 9th, but that is qualifying done. Rathe on pole, but however he's got a 5-place grid penalty, and tweaking Silver, it'll be tweaking Silver, Toneless, Def, and then it'll be Bot Dribble, then it'll be Rathe, so that will be the order. So Rathe gets pole, but it'll be tweaking and Silver on the front row.
It's almost a bit of turkey in real life where Hamilton got pole position, but he had a grid penalty. So does Tweaking have the pole? Does Rathe have the pole? I'm not entirely sure, but Rathe is the fastest, that's for sure, in qualifying. But he's going to drop down to P6, we'll have to see. But so far, everyone that went out on the mediums, they are down near the bottom, with Botch Gerbil really being the surprise entry out of those drivers in P5. In the Aston Martin, so we'll see what he can do as he actually gets promoted to P4, sorry. So he's starting on the second row on medium, so that's very respectable.
It's interesting, isn't it, that Bot Sherbil will be the one to watch on those medium tyres towards the middle part of this race and see what gain he can have on some of those medium tyres. So Rathe, pole, but of course he'll be tweaking the Silver, and that will be the order here for this Tier 2 race here right now, and it's going to be a fascinating Grand Prix to see what goes down here between these 14 drivers here in Spain. And we have seen a very interesting week so far in Spain. Of course, Tier 4 heard some interesting stuff what happened in Tier 4, and then Tier 3 was Taco just dominating Tier 3, and now we're here for Tier 2, and who knows what could go down here in this one. But what everybody in the chat, the 21 of you, hello to you all. Once again, apologies that I am not on my streaming through my PC. It's a bit of audio drama, but I'll have that fixed for Tier 1, which is coming up in about 90 minutes time. Don't forget to join us for that, and watch chaos. Like it was last week. It was absolute chaos in the rain in Tier 1, and it could be chaos once again. But as always, give us who you think will win here in Tier 2. Everybody who you think is going to get the win here in Tier number 2, and Miniko are going to give you that right now. Who do you think can win here in this one, here in Tier 2, here in Spain?
It's difficult to say, really. I mean, Rathe is, obviously, he's the championship leader. He definitely can have a chance despite starting in P6. But I think I want to put my money on one of the Ferraris. First and third, they could really capitalize the most if they just keep it calm and jump Silva. As to which Ferrari that is, I would say maybe toneless. Maybe, but not entirely sure. I haven't watched many
Ooh.
Tier 2 races, but a bit of a bold move, but we'll see.
Yeah, Toneless in P3, and Toneless could try to see what he could possibly do. As I'm just going to get everything up here real quickly, and we'll have a look at the tyres everybody's on. Everybody on the medium tyres from 8th down to 14th. And then we've got 6 drivers on the soft tyres. So it is going to be an interesting battle throughout the field here at the moment. And I selected the wrong one. There we go. And see what this fight could be between Tweaking and Silver here at the moment. And still only... Oh, I've got to read here, Catra, sorry. Still only the only bold, confident prediction, Mitchie. Okay, Catra. I don't mind me. But give us what... This start's going to be very interesting, isn't it? It's always an interesting start here in Spain. Turn 1 can be... Well, not really turn 1, it's just the start. It's not really a long... The run to turn 1's not that long anyway, but it always sometimes can deliver absolute chaos. And cars could be like 3 or 4 wide into turn 1. We could see that here, who knows?
We probably could. I'm actually going to go back here to Tier 4. We actually had quite a crazy start there, as I believe the top 3, they had a bit of a moment before even getting to the first corner, so anything could happen. But it's going to be very interesting to watch, see who can get the better of the starts, and as to whether the mediums can really capitalize on the fact that everyone in front of them, except for the likes of Gerbil, on the mediums, it's going to be very, very entertaining, needless to say.
Give you the top 5 points real quickly. It is Rathe on top with 2 points over Sweller, Toneless Steph third, No Limit, and then Tweaking. In the constructors right now, Alfa Romeo leading by 5 points from Red Bull, then Ferrari. So those are the constructors right now, but we're about to get underway here for 33 laps around the Spanish Grand Prix. The lights are going crazy, as are we, because we are racing around Spain. It is a very good start from Matt Silver, actually. Matt Silver gets a very good jump over the Ferrari, but they're still side by side. These two will go. Who's going to give way? Who's going to battle? They're beautiful racing, but Matt Silver comes through either way on Tweaking and will lead here at the Spanish Grand Prix. At the back, it's calm as she goes at the moment, except for Rath's around and Chunky Stag's around as well. Championship leader around, and he's all the way back down to P13 now, Rath, as everybody now, most of the medium runners here, all up near each other here at the moment, and it's now No Limit, looks for the move here on Mozzie. Mozzie goes a little bit off, it's now Holy Cow, now trying to see if he can go through here at the moment. Silver's around! Oh dear.
Oh no. That has not
the
gone well for him at all.
He's had a spin, and Matt Silver, he's now back in the P10, so Tweaking now takes the lead. Meanwhile, Toneless Steph and Sweller going at it side by side, and Botch Gerbil, the top medium runner, is now P2, as Sweller now comes through as well. He's in P3, and Heatwave trying to get himself for a deep move here on Toneless Steph, and he's going to get it done. What a crazy opening lap here in Spain. As now Bot Gerbil now is going to see if he can take the lead.
Yeah, it is. All the medium runners really capitalizing, but now Gerbil's on the inside of Tweaking. But Tweaking manages to keep it around the outside, going wheel to turn 2. They're still going wheel to wheel. Actually, Gerbil has the inside now into turn 3. Tweaking goes really wide, but I think Tweaking, yeah, he does. He slots behind Gerbil, and now Gerbil, the highest medium runner, has taken the lead already.
Meanwhile, behind, Mozzie had a bit of a spin behind in the Alfa Romeo, but yes, Bod Gerbil now your race leader on those medium tyres, and Gerbil now will be holding on that lead on Tweaking at the moment. So the medium runners taking a very good advantage here in this one so far. Sweller, Heatwave a bit further behind Sweller at the moment, and we got Dabs in P5, the Haas as well. Pom's trying to make his way up here at the moment, but boy, oh boy. So Bot Sherbel is just gone, and he is looking the goods on these mediums right now.
Indeed he is. He's already pulling quite a gap on tweaking 8 10, 7 10s. Makes a bit of a mess of the chicane, though. That might invite tweaking back in as he's in the slipstream again. But yeah, all the soft runners I noticed, they were running well within the points, and now they have just completely faltered with tweaking, really getting the least pain out of it, going only down one position compared to the others. But the medium is surprisingly looking like the strongest tire at the time being, as we see Mozzie going into the pits, I suspect for a front wing change due to possibly contact. But yeah, it's just not gone well for him.
Someone else is around. It's Groggy. Groggy goes around the Alpine. So the other Alpine now having a spin, and he spins again. Can he get it back up and going? Yes.
Just about.
So, but Matt Silver now trying to make some positions back up here at the moment. Raf now, of course, in P11 trying to make his way back up, as Holy Cow in P10 has a little bit of a moment there at the moment. But lap 3 of 33 here at the moment here in this one. And No Limit now trying to see if he can try to get through on Poms, and Dabs up ahead here for P6 and P5 here in this Grand Prix. And No Limit, McLaren just waiting his time, because it looks like there's going to be a big old training with the Haas downwards here at the moment, as Bot Sherbel does the fastest lap of the race, showing the pace that he has here already. But the Haas trying to not allow Poms to go for the move here. Raf gets the fastest lap of the race, and there's another car around. It's Mozzie, but here comes Poms around the outside, and he's going to get it done.
That was very close between those two drivers. I think there's a slight bit of contact, not entirely sure, but yeah, Palm's getting the move on to Beast, taking basically the second highest runner on those softs. But he's got quite a gap to Heatwave, so let's see if we can just try and stretch it out, as he's really the one leading a DRS train from 5th all the way down to 11th, and maybe even 10th, as Gerbil! What's happened there?
I think he's had a moment where everyone's had a moment so far this race. He's not done the full spin, but he's lost the lead. And Tweaking now is back in the lead here in Spain. Meanwhile, No Limit and Dab's going out here at the moment, as No Limit now is through up into P6 here in this race. And wow, Bot Sherbel, big moment there for him, and now he's got to do all that work again.
Yeah, luckily he has that DRS, and he was looking pretty pacey on the mediums. He has the DRS again. He is using that ERS button. He's really gaining on that Ferrari. Goes to the right-hand side, easily gets past. So despite that mistake, he retakes the lead of this Grand Prix. He's lucky that he didn't hit the wall there, or else things could have gone way worse for him.
It's lucky he didn't go for the full spin like Matt Silver did earlier in this race. As now DeVries goes through on No Limit. No Limit's finding back. No Limit finding back. These two go side by side. There might be a little bit of contact there. And Silver now is through on Toneless Steffi for P8. So all happening here at the moment. I think Raf also has had a moment. He's a bit further back now. So championship leader not looking the goods here at the moment here in Tier 2. But things stay steady for now. And we got Haas still sitting there. Oh, he's got a little bit wide, and here comes Silver now trying to see if he can go for the move on him. But Silver not close enough for the time being. Meanwhile, Sweller's got now under a second of Tweaking. So now he's going to get DRS. That's not going to help Heatwave's case to try to get past him. But of course, these medium runners are just in their own world for now, except for Bot Sherbel, who's just doing great lap after great lap here at the moment. But we'll go back into Matt Silver and see if Matt Silver, actually the Haas is in.
Yes, he is. He is on the soft compound tires, and it's a bit of an early stop, I would say, for the softs. He's no doubt probably going to go on to the mediums, maybe even the hards, try and stretch those out, go for an undercut. Rathe is in as well, and I was going to mention him earlier. He had a spin at turn 2, which proved to be a tricky corner for quite a few drivers, especially in Tier 4. So that's really catching out the drivers here as well. It's I'm not surprised that it's a tricky corner, but they're just not having the best of times with it.
So Dabs and Raf going the 2-stop, it looks like, here at the moment, and Katra giving her commentary because that's why we love you. So that this is uncharted territory from Raf. I haven't seen this from him this season. And what has happened? There's a yellow flag, and that's Raf again.
Again, it's that turn 2. The turn 2 is really proving tricky for him. He's just not getting it right. And now he's way down the order in P13. He's going to want to hope for a safety car because it has gone from bad to worse for the Red Bull.
Boy, that's big. And, that is big championship scenes there. But of course, 24-round championship. You can have a hurt round, but it can hurt. It could hurt you when you come to the last round. It could hurt you in the end. As now it looks like no limits through on Palm, so no limit now up into P5. And man, oh man, is Heatwave now trying to close up here on Sweller as well. So the real battle pack here at the moment, Sweller and Heatwave, and then those 3 soft runners, including Matt Silver in this as well, with Palms and Toneless Def back in P8. So a few battle packs here at the moment, and with Bot Sherbel 1.2 seconds out in front in his own world right now.
Yep, Bot Sherbel just showing what he can do. He's gotten out of the DRS of tweaking, so that is crucial for this race. And that'll leave tweaking rather vulnerable as to whether they'll stay. It's really close. That is 9/10 a second. It's flickering back and forth. And I was just looking at the comments for a second there. Katra saying I unintentionally commentators cursed him. So, Rathe, if you look back at this, blame Katra as tweaking is in the pits now.
I always say blame Katra as tweaking now coming into the pit lane here at the moment. And it will be medium tyres on, so a few of these guys deciding to go the 2 here, so this is interesting. Unless, no, would they be able to make mediums from here?
Difficult to say, really. I mean, obviously, if you were to pit for the hards, they probably could, but the mediums, it's questionable, really. If they were to go onto the mediums, I would have suspected that they would have gone a lot longer and stayed out, but I guess that's not the case. Maybe they just think that the tires won't last.
Oh, Sweller's had a slight moment, and Heatwave's going to be all on him. Bailey in the chat saying yes, and Katra saying no mediums cannot make it from here. And yeah, I mean, I've been surprised before. For those that watched the Tier 3 streams last season, I was very surprised with some of the tire streams and people making it. So you never know, but I suspect it's probably 2-stop. But we'll see. We'll see what everybody does here. Everybody always have different tyre strategies. Everyone's always got the best tyre life. Some don't have the best tyre life. It's always a mix, and that's what we love to see. But Heatwave now is closing in on Sweller. Sweller does not have DRS for Bot Sherbel up ahead. Here comes Heatwave for the move. Can Heatwave go for it? Yes, he can. And Heatwave now through to P2 in this race. Meanwhile, Toneless Def in the pit lane.
Yep, that is only leaving 2 soft runners now to stay out on those softs, as the rest of them are going on to mediums. And I'm being informed by Catch-Up that the mediums can range around lap 11 to 13, so they're pitting around lap 8, lap 9. I suspect that, like Catch was saying, it's not going to work out. And also the 2-stop isn't gonna work, because the 1-stop has been pretty superior compared to the 2-stop, especially with like 23-second advantage. So these drivers, they're taking a bit of a gamble. We'll have to see if that works out for them, but I don't think it will, to be honest, unless there's a safety car.
That's why, folks, we need to sign a petition to get Katra in full time as a co-commentator for Tier 1. Just saying there, folks. Just saying. But since Katra knows the stuff, whereas I'm just the guy who calls the races. But meanwhile, through the field here at the moment, everyone's pretty much gapped here at the moment, but Heatwave now with the fastest lap of the race. Of course, he probably got that from the little bit of the tone of going through on Sweller. So Heatwave now with the fastest lap of the race. As the final 2 soft runners are in, that being Matt Silver and Palms. We'll just see what these two will do.
Yep, I'm going over to Palms right now. Hard compound tires for
too.
Palms. Yeah, and Matt as well. So, what Catcher was saying in the comments where the hards can range from lap 5 to 7 to the end, these drivers are making it work as they're going long. And now that they're on the hards, they're just getting ahead of Thomas. That could prove crucial.
Meanwhile, Raf's showing his pace and doing the fastest lap of the race. And after even those couple of spins he's done so far, and that could be crucial for him if he gets into that top 10. One extra point, you never know. I've said this a lot with fastest laps and championship contenders being down the field. At the end of the season, that one extra point could be crucial. You never know. Keep that in mind. As now Total Steph and Matt Silva, Total Steph, of course, on the medium tires. We've got Poms and Matt on the hards. So these guys on different tyre strategies throughout the field, and it's a bunch of medium runners, a lot of medium runners and hard tyre runners throughout the field here at the moment, lap 11 of 33. But Bot Sherbel doing very nicely here in this one.
Yep, he's really made the most out of those mediums, not really getting into any incidents. And from him starting in P4, it has gone well for him for the time being. But he's going to have to watch out because Heatwave is starting to close in on him after getting past Sweller. So could we see a bit of a battle between these two? We'll have to wait and see. 1.5, 1.6 between the two drivers. It's just closing ever so much more lap per lap.
And yeah, Catcher's saying in the chat about the race safety car. Yeah, do not forget about that. The late race safety car could always bring up all the dramas, and it could here this evening. As we watch here, Taylor Steph and Matt Silva now coming up to close to Dempsey for P8 in this Grand Prix, and Poms is sitting there right behind those guys as well. So it is a three-way fight here for position, and Matt Silva won't get much out of these hard tyres as of yet, but once it goes into more in the race, those hard tyres will be very, very nice to be on in this race. As we'll see, he should possibly look for a move here coming to the front straight, unless Taylor Steph tries to get a word into here at the moment. So these three guys, it'll be all down here on this DRS straight coming up right now, as the Haas just trying to hold on to it here right now.
Yeah, those mediums not really looking the best at the moment. Matt Silva just getting used to those hards. He has improved on his time. He's in the slipstream of DeBees. DeBees is covering the inside, so Matt Silva is going to go to the left-hand side.
Oh!
Did they make contact? Yes, they did. DeBees is round.
Haas around. And very close there at the moment. There'll be one to keep an eye on in the future. And it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out in that. But yeah, the Haas around. And we got Tyler. So now Tyler's going to try to see if he can get up near Matt Silva here at the moment. And Pom's sitting there behind as well. But Tweaking now, closing in on Chunky here for P6.
Yes, it is, and I think Tweaking is also within undercut range of Durable as well, because the pit interval is around 23 seconds. Tweaking is within that 23 seconds, currently sitting at 20, but he pitted early, so as to whether he can make the medium stretch, it's an uncertainty. But now he's going to go past Chunky rather easily, just catching him at the beginning of the DRS straight, up into P5, and is no doubt going to try and catch after the Mercedes of Holy Cow.
So Sweller has come into the lane, hard tyres go on, and Tweaking, as you heard, through on Chunky now for position. So we'll give you an idea of the time gap. As you see there, 20 seconds, 19 seconds now the time gap between Tweaking and Botched Gerbil. So there you go, those are the times here right now, as Matt Silva now is behind Taylor Steph. Now Taylor Steph has now come through to P8 as well. And yes, hello Mr. Henchman, welcome. It is indeed Tier 2 here for the Spanish Grand Prix. 1.7 seconds, Bot Sherble leading here at the moment. We've got No Limit there in position number 3, and Holy Cow, as well as Bot Sherble now in. Race leader in, and so is Heatwave.
Yeah, it's looking like for the medium compound to make their pit stops. No Limit, though, one of the people on the mediums, he's staying out for the time being. But this would be near the time where the mediums will start to go off and time to go into the hards, which is what Bot Sherble and Heatwave have done exactly so. But where will they come out and compared to Tweaking? It's going to be close, but Tweaking is ahead, but he's on those mediums.
Yep, Tweaking now ahead of these guys, and Tweaking at the moment, I feel like at these early stages will be faster, but then I think Gerbil and Heatwave will hunt him down, and it's our 1.0 seconds exactly. So Bot Sherble lost a couple of hundredths in the pit lane. It was about 1.6, 1.5, and now it's 1.1. So Heatwave trying to see if he can get under that DRS, and if he can, that'd be very crucial for him in this race, to be a factor to try to challenge Bot Sherble for this race win. And just like to point out here real quickly that credit where credit's due to our T2 drivers, not one penalty so far in this race. And watch that change in about 2 laps time.
Put a bit of commentator's curse on these guys. Yeah, real smart.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty surprising. No one getting a speeding penalty or track limit penalty. It's a bit odd seeing that, if I'm being honest, considering the fact that I deal with Tier 4, where they usually get penalties. It's a bit of a change, but I kind of like it.
Oh, that's Rathe out. And now is that a safety car?
Yes,
it is. I'm trying to get a view on where that... There he is. He may have hit the curb out of, I don't know which turn that is. I'll tell you, I'll watch on board here with Mozzie and I'll show you where, because I've done it before myself. He could have hit one of the curbs coming up here. He could have hit the curb on the left here maybe, or the right, and he's just gone bang straight left. I hope that's what's happened and he's just not crashed out. I hope he's just literally hit the curb and gone, but that's what I suspect may have happened. So championship leader out. That means, Miss Catra, we're going to have a new championship leader here, possibly at the end of this race. And now, safety car, what is that going to do? Well, as we pretty much see, as Poms gets a drive-through penalty for speeding on the pits, and a safety car, pretty much everyone hard tyres.
You remember that commentator's curse that you put in a while ago saying people don't have penalties? Well, we have our first one. It's a drive-through for Poms, so you cursed it yet again. And now he has to serve that after safety car. I just want to note, though, as he's actually going to come into the pits, Limit, he's benefited the most out of this, as he doesn't lose that much time. Yes, yep. Tweaking as well. He comes into the pits. I suspect maybe go on to another set of mediums, and Chunky comes in as well on the mediums. So this has helped quite a few drivers in this Grand Prix, especially with the likes of Limit. Oh no!
And you're actually right. Another set of medium tyres going for Tweaking. So Tweaking going on those medium tyres. Chunky will go on the hards. And that will mean... We'll see what Toneless Steph does here. Toneless Steph will go on the mediums as well. So both of the Ferraris on the same strategy. Matt Silver goes on the mediums. And Holy Cow goes to the medium tyres as well. So it's interesting, isn't it, here at the moment, to see how things are. And we've got a mixed through the field. We've got the hard runners at the front. They've been Bot Sherble, Heatwave, Swell, and No Limit, Poms. And you've got the medium runners a bit further back. So it's going to be to see how it all plays out. And yes, Catra mentioning this is Raph's first retirement of the season.
Yep, and also mentioning that due to this DNF, that Sweller, who's sitting in a P3 for the time being, is going to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship as it stands. They're still halfway of this Grand Prix to go, but with Rathe DNFing, this has helped Sweller a lot in the Alfa Romeo. We'll have to wait and see if he can capitalize on this. He was just spun!
Oh my goodness me, Heatwave has spun, and that's going to lose him a couple of positions. That's Bot Sherbel seeing that will be happy to see. Wow, wowee. That is a big moment there as well. Heatwave now back into P7, and that brings Swell up a position as well. And, wow.
And it looked like at the same time, Heatwave hit the back of Chunky. No penalty for that, though. But Palm's interestingly in the pits. I suspect he's going to go onto the hards as well. I mean, yeah, mediums, sorry.
Mediums.
Yeah, he does indeed. So, being one of the hard runners that was up near the front, he is taking a bit of a gamble. He's lost a lot of positions now. He's out of the points in P11. Whether or not that will prove to work out, we'll have to see. And another quick mention, Tweaking, the highest medium runner, sitting in P4. We're going to have to watch out for him as he's going to get past the 3 drivers ahead of him and possibly go for the win.
No, Heatwave, I will not repeat what you said, but I do agree. It's, oh yeah, Pom's back in P11. Pom's taking a bit of a different risk and seeing what those beams can do. And yes, long race left, still a long race to go. But if you haven't seen a long race, wait till the Monaco Grand Prix next week. And Tier 2, Tier 1, everywhere. Monaco's always going to be... Again, I say it every time with Monaco, and I'll say it a lot next weekend. Monaco can either be a thrilling race in league racing, or could be one of the most boring races you ever watch. So that's why I'm bringing Catcher in for next week to help me out if it is in Tier 1. But yeah, Monaco, always a thrilling race, or it could be one of the most... races. But
it's weird to say that I'm actually excited for Monaco. I want to see what goes on, especially with the lower tiers.
I'll say this again. Monaco, before we go restart here, I love Monaco. I screw the haters. I love Monaco no matter what. I love Monaco. I always will. A lot of people will disagree with me with that, but I love Monaco. But we're about to get back underway here. Gerbil in position number 1 here right now, and he gets a good restart. No Limit sitting there in position number 3 as well, and look out for Tweaking. What will Tweaking bring here on this restart as we're halfway through this Grand Prix? And we got Heatwave now trying to fight his way back through the field. He gets the move done here on Chunky Sags for position number 5, as now Tweaking is all over the back here of No Limit here for 3rd.
Yes, he is. Is he going to go for a move into turn 4? No, he doesn't. He's going to play a little bit of the long game. He knows that he's faster, so he's just going to have to play it calm, play it smart, as he nearly actually goes for a move at turn 5. So I thought he actually was going to go for a move, but he's just keeping it calm. But No Limit is kind of holding him up a bit as he's starting to fall behind the Alfa Romeo of Sweller in P2. So Tweaking wants to get past. He needs to get past if he wants to take this race win. Is he going to dive on the inside? No, he doesn't. It was looking pretty close there as it gets a bit of a snap there, but manages to keep it on track.
Tyler Steph trying to see if he can close here to Chunky here for 6th place as well. And we've got Matt Silver up there as well. We've got Holy Cow. It's going to be interesting to see how feeds go out as Tweaking now gets a time penalty.
Oh. Yeah, that's not gone well for Tweaking. He's going to have to pull a gap if he wants to take the win. But, Katra, I see what you're saying there. No Limit going to be limited by his hards. Bad pun. I'm sorry. You're right, but I mean, just really...
Oh, Tweaking contact. He tried to go for the move on No Limit, and it just didn't work out for him. Tweaking needs to settle it down for now because he's getting a little bit impatient trying to get past No Limit here at the moment, and it's cost him with a penalty and almost cost him with a spin. And he's got to try to just keep it calm and get the right moment to go for the move on No Limit here at the time being. And No Limit is struggling slightly here on these hard tyres as Tweaking now tries to get close here again. Uses up that ERS. Will he send it here on the McLaren driver? Yes, he does. There's No Limit fighter back. He does not. But now Tweaking has to have a perfect last sector here to make sure No Limit doesn't have a chance on him here on this front straight. But I think Tweaking should be A-OK. And now he's going to see if he can close up here on Sweller for P2, as Holy Catalonia gets a time penalty as well, and DRS now enabled.
Yeah, I saw the tweaking set a purple sector too, so that's how you know despite that screw up, he still managed to have the pace. And now up into P3, can gain on the back of the Alfa Romeo of Sweller, and no doubt going to try and pass him quickly because Botch Durable is starting to pull away from the Alfa Romeo. Right now, 1.3. Then right behind, it's 6/10 between Sweller and Tweaking. But again, Tweaking hampered by that 3 second. If he does take the lead, the question is, can he pull a gap to get ahead and just have a gap to take the lead? We'll have to find out.
One of those meaning of tyres is going to be like if he did take the lead towards the end of this race. That's going to be the story of it. Toneless Steph is moving his way up here, trying to get closer to Heatwave, which Heatwave now is closing up here on No Limit, as well as Poms for the win, who's a bit further back. So something's happened with Matt Silver and Poms. We missed that completely. Poms with a time penalty here in this race. But Tweaking now closing right up here on Sweller, has a moment. But don't forget as well, Tweaking has a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, that exit not helping Tweaking. He really needed a good exit if you want to get past Sweller. He does have the slipstream though to gain back, but he is just not able to make a move as he was nearly 8/10 or 9/10 behind. We see a little bit of shuffling going on at the back though. Cowell getting ahead of Chunky, and then Mozzie as well getting past Groggy. Actually, they're going wheel to wheel into turn 3. Groggy has the inside, Mozzie has the outside. They're managing to keep it clean, giving each other a lot of space. Groggy has the inside again. Mozzie trying to go round the outside at turn 4. Does he get the move done? Groggy still sticking his nose
side
in.
by side.
These two are really going at it. Groggy and Mozzie. Does Mozzie get it? Yes, he does. Moves up into P10. Groggy, though, he's actually coming right back at the Alfa Romeo, but Mozzie just covers it off and stays P10. But Groggy's still right on the back of the Alfa Romeo. He's going to have the DRS. Yes, he is. He's going to go to the inside, no doubt. Dive on the inside, late on the brakes. Getting really close, but just... Mozzie get a 3 second for going a bit too wide, but holds position for now.
Wow, that was a great battle between those two drivers there, side by side, and no contact there. Oh my goodness. Pom's having a spin behind us. Meanwhile, Tweaking looks for P2. And he will get it done here on Sweller. Meanwhile, Heatwave trying to see if he can get this done on No Limit. Side by side, these two will go, and he's got it done. Heatwave now up in the position number 4 in this Grand Prix. And Heatwave now 4th place, No Limit. Is he going to try to fight him back? I don't think he'll be able to for now. So Heatwave now 4th place. Toneless Steph is now catching up to these guys as well. The other Ferrari trying to make up some time in this race on a fresh set of medium tyres. And Tweaking now will try to see if he can try to hunt down Botch Gerbil as someone is around. It's the Haas.
At turn 5, that's an interesting place to go around. He keeps it out of the wall though and doesn't have damage. I'm just going to give a quick mention here to Botch Gerbil. Catcher saying in the comments that Aston Martin's highest finish in Tier 2 is currently 5th. Botch Gerbil, however, leading this Grand Prix, so that could change, but he's going to have to watch out because Tweaking is gaining on the back of him. He's no doubt going to want to defend that if he wants to take the win, as Chunky gets a 3 second, so the people in 7th, 8th, and 9th all on a level playing field, as Tweaking now sets the fastest lap. He is really going for it.
Meanwhile, No Limit now going to go back on the move here on Heatwave. And No Limit should get it done. Yes, he does. Heatwave will try to see if he can show the nose and try to go for the mid back on him, but he's not going to be able to for now. So these two going at it, and Toneless Steph now coming into this fight of these two drivers as well. So a few more penalties being brought out here at the moment as we're watching the absolute closest here at the moment, and we'll see what time can Tweaking possibly gain on Botch Gerbil here in this race. Because don't forget, Tweaking has a 3-second time penalty, so he's going to have to get a 3-second gap over Botch Gerbil if he wants to win this race. But he has to pass him still first, and he's done another purple middle sector, and he is closing in to get under that DRS.
Yeah, those mediums just working well for him, but he's not quite within the DRS. It's really close. 1 second, 9/10. Can he get it? DRS detection zone coming up right on the entry of the pits. Does he get it? I'm not entirely sure. Does he? No, he doesn't. So he doesn't have DRS yet. So he's going to possibly have to wait another lap. Or, although he could possibly pass Gerbil for the lead, he could also try and pressurize Gerbil to make a mistake. So as to whether Gerbil can keep it clean, really, and just make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes, that'll be crucial as to whether he can win this Grand Prix or not.
Meanwhile, Mozzie now goes for the midfield on Chunky Snags. The Alfa Romeo through now up in a position number 8 in this race. And Chunky now down in the position number 9. As meanwhile, Heatwave got close to No Limit again, but these two keeps it steady for now. 1.2 seconds the gap for the front runners right now. It's steady for now. Could that mean the Sost and the mediums and the hards are equal right now on pace, especially with Tweaking's 7-lap-old mediums. But if he could just get in that DRS range, Tweaking, he could be a challenge here for Botch Gerbil. But he's just right on the limit of that right now, 1.1 seconds. We'll watch here Heatwave and No Limit here, because Heatwave could be very close to going for a move once again. No, he's gone too deep, so he's not going to go for a move this time by on the McLaren here right now. And we're closing in on the final laps here in the Spanish Grand Prix.
Yeah, this could be actually the turning point in which the hards and the mediums are level on pace, because Tweaking is starting to drop off a bit compared to Gerbil, so this could be advantage hard compound. So Tweaking, despite making those overtakes, just not making enough of it, as we see a bit of a switch for P10 to B's getting ahead of Groggy up into the points despite his moment on turn 5. But yeah, I think they might be done for Tweaking unless he can hope that Gerbil can make a mistake. But for the time being, it's kind of curtains closed.
He will most likely still get on the podium, Tweaking. He most likely will still get a P3 in this race, so which is not that bad for Tweaking here at the moment. As the Hards driver gets another time penalty. Toneless Steph now trying to see if he can get up in this fight here with Heatwave for No Limit. This is going to be the fight for P4 for the rest of this race, no doubt about it. Unless these boys could try to close that margin up to Swallow, but I don't see that happening here at the moment.
Yeah, and Sweller just kind of keeping it easy. He knows that as of right now, he will be on the podium and ideally the championship lead, so he's not really taking any risks sitting in P3. He's kind of keeping the gap between No Limit and Heatwave, as Heatwave doesn't make the move on No Limit yet. But yeah, Sweller just keeping it calm for the time being.
It was slightly under a second there for a second between Botch Gerbil and Tweaking, so don't know if Tweaking had a slight moment or not. And Tweaking now, this is where he's got to gain. If he sees that gap slowly coming down, this is where you've got to start gaining on him here. This is where you've got to start gaining. And that's what he's trying to do here at the moment. 0.7. He's in DRS range now, Tweaking. I don't know if he's going to pull away from Botch Gerbil if he passes him, but still, to get past for the lead on track right now is going to be crucial for him in this race. Half a second. He is all over him now, Tweaking. Trying to see if he could possibly take the lead here on this incoming lap. Oh, and that moment right there may have just cost him. Commentator's curse.
It's just that curve on the second part of the chicane. He's just really hitting it, and it's not working out for him as he's not getting the best of exits. But yeah, I remember saying before that the medians may be starting to drop off. I think we should scratch that a little bit. Tweaking suddenly finding pace and is staying on the back of Gerbil 5/10 as I see a switch for P4. Heatwave now getting past No Limit up into P4. I think it got a bit close between the two drivers, but so far None of them have damage. They're gonna have to watch out though, because Toneless is still on the back of them. But yeah, Tweaking just staying there for now. As to whether he'll make a move, we'll have to wait until possibly the first corner or turn 10, which both in which are pretty decent braking zones. And
well, that changes everything. There's the gap. Sweller could win this race. It's 3.1. And he'll see that those two have penalties now. He'll be hoping these two battle like crazy. And Sweller could win this race. Could win this race. We'll have to wait and see. And we're going to show you the pens. So there's the penalties. Bunch of 3-second time penalties. And that's a big moment right there. That could be very, very crucial towards the end of this race. There's the gap, 3.1. So it's going to be ultra close.
Look at Tweaking
once again. Tweaking, looking for the move. It's going to be close here at the moment. Side by side, these two will go. And Tweaking will take the lead. Basically, yes, the lead, because both of them have penalties now. And Bosch Gerbil will have to try to fight his way back here at the moment. Because, well, he's just going to have to. Tweaking now, your race leader.
Yeah, but I think Sweller is starting to push a little now. He sees that the top two now have penalties because the gap is starting to go down now. 2.3, it was at 2.7 before. Sweller is now starting to push. He really wants this win. He was just minding his own business in P3 until as of now. So we'll see. Can Sweller get the win?
For another win this season, back-to-back it would be after winning in Portugal. And 2.8's the gap, so keep an eye on that gap, everybody. If it's 3 seconds, 3 seconds is where he needs to be if he wants to win this race. And yes, safety car window is shrinking, but if that safety car comes out, even on lap 30, boy, that would hurt Tweaking and Bosch Gerbil, no doubt about it. And Sweller, now, Heatwave has got the gap here on No Limit right now, so Heatwave is at the moment steady on No Limit, unless No Limit sends it here. No, he thought about it. He thought about it for a second. And my goodness me, and yes, Katra, you are correct. Lap 30 is the latest the safety car can come out. Meanwhile, Chunky and Mozzie going at it again. Mozzie's medium tyres might be going off here at the moment, and Chunky's hard's starting to get very tasty as the Haas driver now trying to see if he can close up here on Mozzie here for position number 9. And stay steady for now, but 3.1, it's Tweaking for the win right now. It'll be Tweaking, so the top 3 will stay as it is right now. Actually, no, Bosch Gerbil may be behind Sweller, but we won't know till literally the end of lap 33.
Yep, but for the time being is actually now Sweller's outside of the 3 seconds, so the top 3 is actually going to stay as it is now, unless Sweller can manage to make those hards and get a little bit of extra life in them and just push ever so much more. He is back in that 3 seconds now, so as to whether Sweller will get the win, it's uncertainty, but he can probably get P2. It'll no doubt be a podium, but he's going to put and try his absolute hardest as Bosch Gerbil's staying on the back of Tweaking. Because he knows the gap between himself and Sweller. He's no doubt going to want to keep it over 3 seconds.
We'll watch this really close here because 3.6, losing some time here as well. It's going to be fascinating to see what it will be. And there we go. Fast lap is Tweaking right now as the Haas driver's around. This is the final lap for a possible safety car to make its way out here right now. As Tweaking with another penalty. Oh my goodness me. So now we're going to have to watch the gap between Tweaking and Heatwave now, because Heatwave could get on the podium out of nowhere. So now it's Bosch Gerbil and Sweller at the battle. It is all so close between the two. Right now Sweller is ahead. But who knows? Who knows?
Tweaking just pushing it just a little bit too much. That we said that penalties could prove crucial. This is exactly what we mean. Tweaking, although he has the lead, he has 3 seconds more than Gerbil and 6 seconds more than Sweller. Sweller really being the biggest gainer of all these drivers. So Sweller's no doubt going to try and push, get within 3 seconds of Gerbil, is just going to stay within 6 seconds of Tweaking. Sweller can still definitely win this right now.
Sweller could definitely still win it. It's about 3 tenths right now. That's all so close. Heatwave could sneak up on the podium, but it's close between him and Tweaking as well. So it's very, very close between the field right now. On 3 laps to go here at the Spanish Grand Prix. And who knows who could win this one right now. Gerbil may just have it in the bag right now because time is getting lost here for Sweller. He's losing a bit of time here right now. And, oh man, who knows what can go down here. We've got 2 to go. And Heatwave, as I said, has gotten away from No Limit now for position. So that is Heatwave now. He's in his own world trying to see, well, he may not even know that Tweaking's got that 6 seconds on track. So he's probably just in his own world trying to maintain this P4. So we'll have to wait and see. Gerbil now is slowly catching back here to as Holy Cow gets a time. No, Tweaking's got another one!
Oh no!
Tweaking's got another one, and meanwhile, Stefan totally steps around, and No Limit, he made the move on No Limit. Thank goodness that Total Steph's car ghosted, and my goodness me, that's going to give Heatwave the podium, unless Heatwave gets a penalty somehow. So, wow, lot to digress here after it just matter of seconds.
Yeah, the Tweaking just, again, pushing it way too much, and that's not helping him at all. 9 seconds, and that could also put him down to 5th, as No Limit is just under, 2 tenths behind that. He could go from 1st to 5th if he's not careful, but he has to be careful because he doesn't want too many penalties. But yeah, everything just changing in a matter of seconds. Gerbil's no doubt going to take the win in Spain if he just keeps it calm in terms of penalties. We'll have to find out as we're coming onto the final lap of this Grand Prix.
Final lap. It is ultra so close. I think Gerbil's going to have this in the bag. That DRS, that help from Tweaking will be helping him out a lot here to make his way here right now. And my goodness me, yeah, from 3 to 9 seconds in a matter of laps. Tweaking just trying to push it, and it's not helping him out right now. And it looks like this is what's going to be, folks, unless Gerbil loses some time. It's going to be Gerbil, Sweller, and Heatwave for your podium. But things can change in moments, you never know. As we'll watch Tweaking right now in the Ferrari. It was a good effort, but those penalties have just cost him in the end, as the Haas driver gets the fastest lap of the race, and he will not get that extra point. Oh, it's close again. It's close. I tell you what, it's very close. I don't know who's going to win this. Sweller is so close to Gerbil.
He's within.
Oh, I don't know who's going to win it. It's just as close as last week in Tier 1. But Tweaking will cross the line in P1. Who's going to win it? Gerbil to the line. Does Sweller win? Or is it Gerbil? No, it's Gerbil. 0.2. Another close finish here in BRL. Heatwave P3. Tweaking will be P4. No Limit P5. Poms has crashed. DNF'd as Toneless Steph P6. Holy Cow P7. Mozzie. Oh no, Holy Cow goes down to P9, Matt Silver goes up to P7, and Chunky P10. Crazy finish in this one, and wow.
That was quite a close finish, but Gerbil, who was controlling most of this Grand Prix, takes the win. It is the best ever position for Aston Martin, and what other position to be in than in the lead and the win of the Grand Prix. Sweller just so close, but just missing out on another win. He'll settle for P2 though, and Heatwave really the surprise out of all of that, thanks to Tweaking's penalties. He's going to get the 3rd spot of the podium.
Unbelievable. What an crazy race that was here in this one, as the Aston Martin driver gets the win in an absolute spectacular Spanish Grand Prix. Excuse me, as we'll get the top 3 drivers in here very second, and catch racing freeway for the least number of penalties here in Tier 3 so far. There are the drivers, and there's your top 3. Top 3 drivers will have to remember to include those, because I've got to fix my PC issues, which will be fixed in Tier 1 stream, no doubt about it. But there's the results here for Tier 3, and spectacular race here in this one. It was, my goodness me. But, wow, what else can you say, really?
I know what to say. Just basically,
yes.
Never leave at the last moment.
No. No, never leave at the last moment, no doubt about it. So, only one retirement being Rathe. Big one for the championship as well. And Joshua was saying, I'm like, Danny Ricciardo? What? Wow, okay. And well, let's just move on. We'll start with our podium sitters and Heatwave. With Heatwave and Maneko, you could start that off.
Not a problem at all. Obviously, Heatwave, you've had quite an interesting race, I would say. I'm not sure if you actually knew, though, that tweaking had 9 seconds worth of penalties, so it's a bit of a surprise for you. But you had that spin underneath the safety car, which didn't exactly help. You mentioned it yourself. But, I mean, you still got to be pretty happy with P3, wouldn't you say?
And yeah, I just, the spin, and then me only getting that P3 after me having the pace twice, just it's starting to piss me off. So hopefully next week in Monaco I can do something.
Well, nonetheless, you still managed to get a podium, so well done to you despite your up and down race. P2, unfortunately, not able to join us, but we do have the man who won the Grand Prix. Take it away, Mitchie, as we go over to Botch Gerbil.
Yeah, well done to Sweller on P2 as well. But Botch Gerbil P1, talk us through that one. Even the penalty as well, but still managed to get the win either way, and which was an interesting race. Talk us through it.
Yeah, feels good to get a win. Haven't had the best performances so far this season, so it feels really good. But yeah, I thought the medium hard would be an easy strategy when I saw how many people do the softs. I know how much quicker it is, and then that safety car really helped them out, and I was a little worried. Luckily, I had enough pace on the hards to stick with IM tweaking on the mediums, and he was able to just pull me ahead and keep me out of my penalty. Yeah.
Just want to say, though, you actually got the highest finish for Aston Martin getting that win. The previous one was by yourself, actually, of P5, so you got to say that's a good step up, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, as I said, yeah, very happy. Looking forward to getting a lot more podiums for the rest of the season.
Yes, indeed, and very good result. And congratulations to our top 3 for a stellar race. Maneko, thank you for joining me here for the Spanish Grand Prix. It was certainly a fascinating one.
Yeah, definitely a good way to introduce me to Tier 2. Basically, I watched some of the races, so no doubt commentating this for the first time, being basically a reserve commentator for Redeemer, who will be back in Tier 1 by the way, so if you missed his voice, well, he will be back. But it was definitely a pleasure co-commentating with you.
Yes, indeed. Stay tuned. In about 40 minutes' time, we'll be going live for tier number 1. I'll fix my issues of audio that I had happened before this stream, and we'll get fixed for tier number 1. So stay tuned. The Spanish Grand Prix is tier 1, and don't forget tier 2, Monaco, next week. Back with a goat catcher. We'll see you. Goodbye.